Hey, Rogers. It's Mac. You know, lots of stuff is going on out there in the field, and I just thought I'd share some of my thoughts with you today about the coming, I'm going to call it sort of the Renaissance, the new Renaissance, because it's here. And I don't think you can deny it. I mean, we're passing through what's called liminal space, a place on the threshold where, we can't go back and haven't gotten up enough courage to move forward. Quite frankly, mystics and prophets all around us are using different words to describe the same thing. It might be Rob Bell calling it the holy shift, or Matthew Fox describing it as the coming of the cosmic Christ, or John Philip Newell calls it the reconnecting with compassion. Maybe it's the great turning or the age of Aquarius. I don't know. I kind of like Dawson Church's jump time, whatever. If your spirituality stands still, it will eventually get run over and flattened like a pancake. A steady diet of left brain theology is the kiss of death, period. So, how do we avoid the freight train barreling down on us? We're stuck in the information age, and we really need to evolve to the inspiration age. Maybe I should have said devolve, because in part, that's where we need to go. Back to a time when stories about Jesus, the Spirit, God, humanity, and the entire cosmos were inspiring to people. It wasn't about a Bible study or seminars or checklists and sermons. It was about being radically amazed by the example of Christ to go out and live a life like no other. You want some of that? To live a life animated and directed by the Holy Spirit? A life that gives life by the greatest mandate ever given, love one another. A life surrendered to trust instead of inhibited by beliefs. A life that stops going Mach 6 with its hair on fire and resolves to quit majoring in the minors. It can be done, because here's what I know. You will do what you want to do. You. Your choice, your mind, your heart. How much more simple can it get? Not much. But we do an excellent job of convoluting our responsibility into circumstances out of our control. Come on, man. Grow a pair. And ladies, you get my meaning. This is even for you. And own it. Your spirituality. How inspiring would you say your life is? Do people encounter you and say, man, I want what you have? If your life is simply falling forward with the grace of the Holy Spirit, then you're making an impact, warts and all. And others will smell the aroma of Christ all around you. That's all you need to do. God's got your back. The rest is up to him anyway. We are all distribution centers for God's love. But too often we become collection centers. How do you think a bunch of ragtag fishermen and social outcasts conquered the Roman Empire? By inspiration, that's how. By exhibiting lives so radically transformed, they created an unstoppable force. So, what happened? Well, an overdependence on information, that's what. I will concede, however, that knowledge and learning are good, but only when they are not considered an end unto themselves. Never think in terms of arrival, but in terms of revival. Live your life such that you constantly need to be revived, because the wonderment of God has taken your breath away. A knowing is way more fun than knowing. However, you must be vulnerable to the what-ifs to be inspired by it. I already told you, to stand still is to die. That's the total opposite of follow me. Jesus actually chastised Peter over his finger pointing and, in no uncertain terms, told him to keep his eyes focused on him. Don't worry about the other guy. Right here. Me. Focus. And then, you know what he did? He dropped the mic. Take care, everybody. Love you, Rogers. See you soon.